Hi guys, first of all I want to say thank you. I'm really grateful for you deciding to go through this process with myself. What you're about to go through is almost life-changing, because once you realise that one of the largest limiting beliefs that you have is actual bullshit, you start to question everything else in your life, and several different types of veils start to fall down, and it brings you back into the present moment, where, as you guys know, the present moment is where you can create your presence and you receive your presence from. So today I want you guys to start off with a pint of boiling water, and I want you to put 2 teaspoons of pink Himalayan salt into this water and 2 squeezed lemons. As you guys know, I've already posted this in the group. This goes through you like a dose of salt. So I'd make sure you're near a toilet for the next 2 to 3 hours after you take this. This video will be received by you by 9 o'clock in the morning. The first day is pretty easy. I'm not going to lie to you, it's a walk in the park compared to the 2nd, 3rd and 4th day, where you will hit ketosis and your body will switch from burning sugars to burning fats. Your breath will start to smell. There's a few side effects I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you that many, but your teeth might start to feel a little bit soft and a little bit furry. You're going to get bad breath, obviously. And as the week progresses, you will need less and less sleep. For the last 4 years, I've been monitoring my heart rate, my sleeping patterns, and everything to do with fasting. So I've really fine-tuned this, what I'm telling you. And if I tell you my experience, I'm guiding you through this process. So if you feel something doesn't resonate, we can adjust it slightly to you, but there's a reason why I'm telling you everything I'm telling you, and it all fits into place, and there's a higher purpose for it, but you might not see it at first. And because there's 30 of you in this group, I struggled last week with 10 of you to do individual calls. That's why I'm doing this one video and uploading it to YouTube for you all to watch. If there is an individual question you have, I would ask you to refer back to the WhatsApp group, because most of the things that are vital are in that group. But if there is an individual issue you have, I'd like you to contact me individually so that we can then work through that blockage, push through it and get onto the next blockage if there is any, or if you just sail through and get right to the end and realize that there's so many other energy sources that are more pure for your body than putting food into your body that possibly has absorbed energy from somewhere else. So today I've already asked you guys if you could write down 20 affirmations that you'd like to embody. If I haven't asked you, this is the point of time I would like you to do so. These 20 to 22 affirmations I'd like you to write down are things like, and I'm going to give you some of my examples: I am abundantly prosperous, I'm abundantly healthy, I'm abundantly joyful, I am integrity, I am unconditional love, I am light, I am peace, I am harmony. Now, there's quite a few examples for you to think about, to feel into, and I'd like you to tune into those words, the vibrations of them, the frequencies and the energies of them, and to come up with your own versions. Because today I would like you to stick 2 2-litre bottles of water either side of your bed while you sleep this week. Now, the reason I'm asking you to do this is because the water by the side of your bed will be within your energy field. It's going to be within your aura. So whatever your energy is putting out will affect the structure of the water. The water will molecularly change to what your energy needs at that certain period of time, and it's going to be there for a week because you're not going to be drinking for a week. This can be backed up by studies done by Masaru Emoto. I'm going to put a little tag of his name here so you can check that out. He has shown that water can change in structure when you talk to it, not only when you talk to it, but when you write certain things and place it on the side of the water. So what you're going to be doing this week is placing your 20 to 22 affirmations, writing them down on paper and placing it around the water next to the side of your bed. This is called intentionalizing the water with intentions that you would like to embody. So during this process, what's going to happen is fasting, your body is going to utilize the water stored in fat cells as energy. When it gets really, really depleted and it starts to go into survival mode, your fat cells store water like a camel's hump stores water when it goes into the desert. And if I was to say to you, this water contains energy or emotions that might not be best serving your highest purpose anymore. You might have absorbed something from a young age, from your parents or from school, and this belief system or this program or paradigm that might not be serving your highest purpose can be stored in cellular memory. So in effect, what we're trying to do with this whole fast this week is we're trying to remove old cellular memory, and we're trying to replace it with an intentionalized new memory. So if I was to say to you, two different descriptions of this is, if someone's washing dishes in a restaurant and they keep bringing dirty dishes out, there's a pile of dishes in the middle that never gets used. This is like cellular memory that's being stored in your body that never gets used and just stays there. So it's always kept with you, and it might not be serving your highest purpose. If I was to talk to you in computer language, I'd be saying there's a hard drive, and what we're going to be doing by fasting and through some of the other processes, through crying and through sweating, we're going to be releasing that stored memory, that cellular memory that's stored in water. And water has now been shown to hold so much memory that they're actually building hard drives for computers in some places utilizing water. So we're going to be releasing all of that emotion, releasing all that stored energy, and then at the end of the week, when we intentionalize the water even more by sitting down, all 30 of us, and having a little process around this water, it's like taking that hard drive out, saying thank you for your service, off you go mate, and then we're sticking in a new one with all of the higher, more prosperous, healthy, joyful codes, programs, paradigms, and replacing it with that. And I've done this with hundreds, well over hundreds. If you include the videos that I've got out on the internet, over hundreds of thousands. Some of my videos have had over 100,000 hits now. So it's all about energy, vibration, and frequency. We are all energy vibrating at a certain frequency, and we choose this energy, vibration, and frequency with our thoughts and emotions. This is why at the end of this week, I'd really like you to become aware that you're the observer behind everything. Warren Buffett had a great saying. He's one of the richest men in the world. He said, if you're letting things outside of you emotionalize you, then you're letting things outside of you control you. But if you become the observer and something negative comes in and you just watch it drift by, that energy passes through you. If you then see something that's positive come through and you get excited by it and emotionalize it, it draws that vibration to you, and therefore it comes to you. It's law of attraction, it's karma. And this is how we attract things, and this is how we become the creators of our reality. And this is how my life has literally, I was doing this unconsciously for many, many years when I was younger, and I lost everything. And then my guides took me away and said to me, you had a great life, and this is how you was doing it unconsciously. Now we're going to show you how to do it consciously. And once I started doing it consciously, it was like boom, 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 domino effect. And now I find that through symbolism, through words, through thoughts, actions, and emotions, I can describe it to you in a way that penetrates you and you understand it quite easily. That's what I'm hoping comes through in this video anyway. So you're all set up to go for this week. This is the way it's going to work. We're going to be posting videos on YouTube 9 o'clock every morning. This first one's a really easy one to ease you in. After you've seen this little clip, I'm basically going to place the camera onto the fire, and I'm going to read through the physical, emotional, mental bodies, and go through and say hello to every cell in your body to raise their vibration and to basically take them on a journey to awaken themselves from within, so that this is then reflected into your outer world. And if I said to you, I've had times when I've gone 40 days without food, and when you get to about 10 to 12 days without food with water, you start to forget about food. I've done 14 days without food or water, and again when you get to about 7, you start to not even rely on it anymore, because you realize it was just a thought, it was a belief, and now it's changed. Each time it gets easier and easier. I'm actually on my 13th 7-day hard dry fast now. That's no food, no water, no contact with water. And in October I'll be starting a 90-day fast with no food, no water, to see how that works and to implement all these different energy exchanges in unity to see how far I can get into that 90 days. Now, if I said to you, I'm actually in talks with a guy who's gone over 2 years without food or water, and I'm also semi-connected to a group of people who have gone 3 months, so 90 days without food, water or sleep. Now this might sound a little bit unreal to you, but if I said to you, by the end of this week, when you haven't eaten or drunk, your sleeping patterns will go from roughly around 8 to 9 hours a night, decreasing to probably around 2 to 3 hours a night, because When you don't eat food, that's not putting a foreign energy into your body. So your body as a computer system doesn't have to process that foreign energy. So you're connected directly to source. Your energy centers, you have 114 of them in your body, and there's 72,000 nadis, which are ley lines connecting all of these 114. When these are flowing free with energy, you don't need to eat food. It's almost like you're just connected, boom, boom, boom. You feel so much more clarity, you feel so much more vitality, and you feel so much more energetic. And that's what I'm hoping all you guys will see, or knowing that you guys will see by the end of this week. This is what all 9 people that went through this process last week saw. And obviously I'm going to be guiding you through this process. So I'm going to end this here, and it's going to switch over to where I'm going to run you through the process, where each night I'd like you to play what you're about to hear as you're drifting off into sleep. And the reason I ask you to do this as you're just about to go to sleep is because this is when your conscious mind, you operate from your conscious mind roughly 5% of the time. So you're operating from your subconscious 95% of the time, which means 95% of the time today you've done 95% of what you did yesterday, because it's just a loop. And this is how I envision how people fall asleep, because they slip into a pattern. It's just a repeat every day of the same thing over and over again. So sometimes you might have driven to work like I used to and think, fucking hell, I can't even remember I've got to work today. Like, it's just autopilot. But when you start to become present again and you start to do things differently, which is what you're going to see this week, one of the big things I'm an advocate of is starting to do things differently. So you can't brush your teeth this week, but in the future I'd like you to start brushing your teeth with your left hand. I'd like you to start juggling. I'd like you to start writing with your non-dominant hand, because what this does is this brings you back into the present moment, and it takes you out of the old paradigm, and it starts to get you to look at everything in a slightly different perspective, because it throws off your normal schedule, and now you start to see everything in a different light. So I'm going to say bye here, and it's going to switch over to where we're going to run through the body. Play this when you go to sleep, because this will slip into your subconscious, and then it's easier for it to become a new program and paradigm, a new belief system. And as I said to you, I've had 40 days of no food where I will feel hungry before I go to bed, and I will listen to what I'm about to say to you. And it's almost like while you're going to sleep, your subconscious mind or your energy body goes and has a meal, and you wake up in the morning and all of a sudden you're full again. And you just repeat this process every day. And day by day, as you do this, you realize you don't actually need food, that it's actually just your energy that you're giving to the food and then eating it back. And this is why in the Bible we say grace before we have dinner, because it's an energy exchange between you and your food. And the 2 highest vibrations on the planet are unconditional love and grace, gratitude. So when you say gratitude to food, and if you really enjoy that food and you're really grateful for it, it's actually more nourishing for you than if you're just eating it because it's the time of day that you need to eat it. It's no good for you if you're just eating it on a routine. But if you're like, wow, I really love this food, the way I'm going to describe it to you is at the end of this week, when you drink that water and you haven't eaten or drunk anything for 7 days, that water is going to taste like liquid gold. You're going to be so grateful for it. Your body's just going to be flooded with nutrients, even though it's only water, because the vibration of that water with the intentionalization in it, and on top of the intentionalization, the gratitude you're putting it into it, it's going to be more nourishing than any meal you've ever had in your entire life. That is my promise to you. Now we're going to switch over to going through the body. Thanks for listening to that introduction. I look forward to guiding you through the rest of this process. So I'd like you to play this just before you're going into bed. While you're laying in bed, I'd like you to take a few 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. So I'm going to take you on a journey to go within and to awaken yourself from within. And we're going to be saying hello to the outer parts of your shape, to the inner parts, to your mental body, your emotional body, and your physical body. So here we go. Hello toes, toenails, feet, ankles. Refresh, rejuvenate, replenish, restore, and raise in frequency. I love you. Hello calves, shins, knees, inner thigh, outer thigh.
Revitalise, remineralise, refresh, restore, raise in frequency. I love you. Hamstrings, quads, glutes, hips, refresh, restore, replenish, raise in frequency. I love you. Sexual organs, renew, restore, raise in frequency. I love you. Belly button, abdominal, lower back, refresh, rejuvenate, revitalise, raise in frequency. I love you. Chest, shoulders, lats, upper back, refresh, restore, replenish, raise in frequency. I love you. Neck, temples, forehead, eyebrows, ears, cheekbones, jaw, raise in frequency, restore, replenish, rejuvenate, remineralise, revitalise, raise in frequency. I love you. All hairs, head, eye, facial and body, refresh, restore, rejuvenate, and raise in frequency. Return to your original divine blueprint for this lifetime. I love you. Now we're going to go on a journey to awaken the internal organs and the cellular structure. Hello metatarsal, hello tendons, hello arches. All foot cells release, relax, soften, expand, stretch, purify. I love you. All leg muscles, leg cells, knee joints, thigh muscles, all cells combined, refresh, purify, renew, release anything old and raise in frequency. I love you. Pelvic floor, sexual glands, abdomen, solar plexus. Hello, how are you? I love you. Relax. Raise in frequency. Release anything old. Liver, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas. Relax, release, expand, purify all the cells, recalibrate, raise in frequency. I love you. Heart, lungs, bronchial area, moving around to the back at a cellular level, raise in frequency. Flood all the cells with light. I love you. All arm cells, forearms, biceps, triceps, underarm. Relax, flood with light, purify, restore, raise in frequency. I love you. Hello throat, voice box, saliva glands. All cells in tongue, teeth, gums and palate. Release all old tension, programs that no longer serve my highest good and highest purpose. Renew, restore, replenish with light, raise in frequency. I love you. All the cells in sinuses, ears, eyes, nose. Renew, purify, recalibrate, raise in frequency. Make my senses more sensitive. I love you. Moving to all the brain cells. Refresh, release, expand, renew. To all the skeletal system and any parts not mentioned individually. Unify.